Welcome everybody, my name is Josh Rivers, and today I will be giving my opinions, bad opinions mind you, on RuPaul's Drag Race Season 9, Episode 10, Makeovers, Crew Better Work. Let's get into it, because I should be playing Overwatch right now because it's free weekend, and I have to record this because I promised I would do every episode, but okay, whatever, let's get into it. After Valentina's elimination, the girls are rightfully gagged. They obviously didn't expect that, but nonetheless, they congratulate Nina because she did a really good job in the lip sync. And you could tell where this is going to go immediately. No one can give Nina any compliment without her disagreeing and annoying the fuck out of us. I've been rooting for her since day one, but it's honestly it's not worth my time figuring out. It's just not. I love her, and I shouldn't have to clarify that I love her just to say this shit, but I just feel the need to. She is fucking annoying when she does that, and it's her own demons, but I don't know how to help her with that. I can't really do anything with that, but it's annoying. And at first I was thinking that she was gonna go on more of the route of not, oh, I don't deserve to be here, it was this, that. It wasn't really a fair fight, you know. Valentina didn't go down with her arm swinging, so she didn't really win anything. The other person just lost. And I agree, but she did do good. And like I said last week, I don't think Valentina would have won the lip sync regardless. Besides that, the one thing I do want to know is I feel like it's every week at the very beginning. It is Trinity who is telling us who she wants to go home. Like every week she's either like Farrah should go home or Nina or Cynthia or whoever it will be. I feel like that's every week. And maybe she just happened to say that about every girl that she just wasn't feeling right then and it just worked out for her. Or maybe she actually said just literally every girl. She was like, well, maybe it's Nina's time, or maybe it's Peppermint's time, or maybe it's Farrah's time, or whatever, and they just put the clip in whenever it was right. Either way, she was the one we were supposed to be looking for at the beginning of every episode, but it's a little too late, top 5 at this point. So Ru gives the girls their challenge, and they have to make over some of the crew members for the show, which is an amazing idea. I always wonder where they're gonna go with every season, and I knew in All Stars 2 that they were gonna do family. I just had that thought that All Stars are gonna do someone in their family, and I was like, where are they gonna go with season 9 though? And they went with the crew, and I didn't even picture that, but it's such a smart idea because, you know, at least there's some repertoire, there's some connection of some kind with some of these people, and they're meeting on a deeper level than they would have otherwise. And you know, when a girl gets eliminated, like, she hugs all the crew because, you know, they're the only real people that she sees for a while, and I like that. And you could tell just by their interaction that these people really understand the struggle and see what they go through. So in past makeover challenges, there have been people that just didn't do certain things, weren't feeling dragged, took it as a joke, but these people would take it seriously, and I really like that. So because this is so important to the girls, and they're really gonna try to not let them down. But I did have to admit, I put on my tinfoil hat for a second and thought, you know, these are members and they work, and maybe a producer was like, you know, just maybe throw the challenge a little bit. Now, I don't think that happened after watching the full episode. It's just no way. Everything just happened so organically. It was GMO free. It was good. I enjoyed it, but I did have that thought once that challenge was announced. Shay and Sasha get to match up the girls, and just seeing the guys, I just visually looking at the guys, it was kind of obvious to see who they were gonna pick. No shade at all. I don't think there was any shade that they could have done. I think all these guys were strong competitors, and their downfalls were all with the girl giving the makeover, not themselves. So and also at this point, Shay and Sasha work so much together that I think they could just win the competition together. And why not at this point? Apparently, I don't know if this was, I'm sure this can be confirmed or denied somewhere. Apparently at the taping for the season 6 finale, the reunion finale, Bianca and Adore, one of the, you know, how they film every girl winning, one of the winnings was both Adore and Bianca winning together. If that happened during that season, that would have been fucking bullshit, because Bianca really deserved to win that alone. But with these two, I'm more leaning on the side of, yeah, these two actually can win together, and I would literally be fine with it. The one thing is, it would really suck for the third girl. Whoever that third girl is, it would fucking suck. You don't even get second. First and second both get first. You just stay third no matter what. That would be bullshit. Okay, continuing on the episode. This episode is hard to talk about in chronological order because basically it's a bunch of little small interactions and they're all really cute. And if I just talked about them as they went, this is what happened and that was cute. But I'm going to talk about how each girl interacted with their guys. So Nina and Erin. Erin is a lot like Nina. They're both like pretty reserved, at least on the show. They don't have much to say, but you can always tell that they're thinking about shit. Nina decided to sew an outfit, and I understand her wanting to like put more effort and prove something, but if it's not a sewing challenge and you don't know how to sew, then don't fucking sew. Do what you do best and construct, the top, and then, make it match on the bottom. Which, she kind of does, but she wasted so much time trying to sew that it didn't really even work out for her. And when they're getting together, Erin tells Nina about like her problems and about how when people build her up, she just crumbles down. And that's good and all. Like it was good to hear someone say it and it kind of go through to Nina, but I don't understand why this guy can say it and not her sister say it, and it doesn't resonate as well, because they've been saying this for weeks now and she hasn't gotten it. Not actual weeks, probably like 2 weeks, but still, they still haven't gotten through to her, but this one guy could. I really don't understand that. Maybe because he's not competition, maybe it's that, but I don't understand why. Shay and Josh, we don't see much of them. We see Shay teaching him how to walk. He picked up on it fair enough, on the runway, somewhat, kind of, but that was like the only interaction. That was actually the only interaction we saw. The only other time we focused on Shay was when she was helping Nina sew. And besides that, we really didn't see much of their interaction. I'm sure there's going to be bonus clips online, but not much. Trinity and Rizzo, mainly what they had to do was with the tuck, because, Trinity is known for her tuck. Everyone online is just talking about how fucking hot this guy was. Truth be told, every guy on here was hot. I only have one requirement and they all have it. They have a job. That's all I need. Please, someone support me. I can't live like this. Alexis and Brady, we only see them through Rue's walkthrough, which is probably the best thing to see them because they're interacting not just with like Rue, like one of them, it's their boss. I didn't even think about that throughout the entire episode. Literally, it's the boss is Rue, And I've heard people say before, like, well, it's like when Rue's in the room, Rue is the boss. Like, there's no doubt about it. So there's no doubt that Rue is the boss when it comes to the show. So I didn't even think about that during the walkthrough. I just thought of it right now. But he was really getting into it, and I was like, yes, I really like it. He's really fucking like quick and sassy. I like it. It's really refreshing to see, this guy, and I think he's straight. I think he said he had a girlfriend. He could be whatever, but it's really refreshing to see a guy like that really get into being a drag queen, because sometimes it feels like during some of these challenges that the queens don't even want to get into it. And I think there is something to say about like the energy and how much fun when you first start out in drag it is. And that's why I think Valentina did so well, not because she was a newer queen and how amazing it was that her makeup was good. It's like she grew up on YouTube. Like she probably has been watching YouTube tutorials since she was like 15. It's not that amazing. She's probably been doing makeup. She just hadn't been doing drag. I mean, she looks like when she's out of drag, she looks like she's wearing makeup. Like, I'm just gonna say that. I don't know if that's the truth, but that's just how I feel. But I think there is something to say with younger queens and why they try to have more fun with it and just seem like they're enjoying it more. Like if we go back to season 7, when it was top 4 and it was Ginger and Kennedy like doing their hair, and I almost said Valentina, Violet and Pearl like playing dress up, it's because they were having fun, and that's kind of why people really enjoyed them. To me, Kennedy and Ginger were more talented and more deserving, but Violet and Pearl were more liked on the show because they were just having more fun. And I think that really is how we can perceive it, is having more fun and being a little bit bitter. And I definitely thought Kennedy and Ginger were a bit bitter, don't get me wrong, but that's an interesting thing to think about when it comes to drag and new drag queens and how not having a lot of experience can really benefit you. Okay, moving on, Sasha and Duncan. When I looked at Duncan, he is a very serious, intimidating person. But when Rue talks to him and with his interaction with Sasha, he is so fucking funny. And he is very knowing. He's a very knowing person. And he immediately honed in on Sasha's problems. That she is very overanalyzing and intellectual and in her head. And he helps free her. And she has more fun now than we ever seen her before. Like, and I don't think, and I'm not saying like Sasha was kind of like Max on her season. A lot of season 7 references right now, but Max on her season was a bit unwilling to have fun, it seemed. And Sasha could have fun, but immediately it would be like a drastic, okay, now let's get you done, which is not how it should work. Like, it shouldn't be immediately. It should gradually be, okay, we're having fun, to we need a little bit more time to like prep into hard work. Like, you just don't go to a tone shift like that of we're fun, work. Like, it doesn't work that way, and nothing in life works that way. You can't just stop something and start something right away. That's just not how life works. And I think he really brought that out, and that's really cool that these kind of guys can bring out this kind of thing. And, you know, people that we consider to be very strong and hardworking people is, you know, when you have again, assumed a straight guy bring out the fun in a drag queen, that really says something. And I that's why the makeover challenges usually are always the best, because they really showcase two different worlds coming together and making something great. Peppermint and Sarge, holy fucking shit, is fucking hilarious. He is the funniest fucking person there. He's funnier than any queen on this season. Like, any of them. I don't fucking care if you're James Mansfield, Eureka O'Hara. I don't fucking care. Sarge was funnier. I fucking think Sarge should be on season 10. And I'm not even saying that ironically or anything. I think he was fucking funny. I'm ready. We don't get a lot of time with them either. There wasn't a lot of workroom time because, you know, runway was a lot and they had a lot to say. But what we saw with Sarge was pure fucking gold. And I hope there's bonus clips of him, because that was fucking good. Of course, Rue at the end tells the girls that they have to do a little bit more than just, you know, make outfits and walk on the runway. We have it every season. Every season, they make them do a little bit extra. And this season, they have to do a lip sync to the song Click Clack. Now, personally, I would love for it to be Throw Your Hands Up featuring Lady Bunny. Not the one that was on, I forget what, the second version. I don't like the second version. I want the original version on the Champion album, because that one's good. I don't like the second version at all. I want the original one, because that was some good ass shit. And it's already split up where there's Lady Bunny versus and there's RuPaul versus, and it's already split up, you know, just pick your verses and go. So that's how I really was hoping it was gonna be that. But, and also, Throw Your Hands Up is a better song. Click Clack is a good song too, but Throw Your Hands Up, far better song. Time for the runway. I thought it was real cute. I thought it was real cute that the rest of the crew wore wigs and heels. Honestly, that's probably how I pictured them anyways. They didn't actually need to wear it. That's just how I pictured it regardless. First one up is Trinity Taylor and Glitta for Days. I hate that name. I hate it so much. It's very awkward when you read it. I can't, like, it makes sense when you say it out loud, but reading it, I just hate it. But overall, the outfits, they look good. I hated that outfit with the skirt, but I know, you know, Miss Taylor at this point, that there was gonna be a reveal, and there was a reveal. I think I said this a few times in the past, that she was wearing something. I was like, oh, I don't like that. I don't like that single part right there. And then she rips it off the second I think that, and I'm like, oh, she listens to me. That's why I like her. And I said the exact same thing. I don't like those bottom halves, and then they rip them off, and it was swimsuits. But one word of advice I would have is no fur on a swimsuit. Like, they kind of clash. That should seem obvious, but, you know, it clashes. Out of all the queens, though, they do look alike. And they are the most sisterly. Shay and Bae Coulee. This one is rough. And again, that name, it's bad. It's Bae? Like, really? You couldn't think of anything better? Let me clue you guys in on something. Josh's real name, or real last name rather, is Charisma. Or it's Charisma without the H. So it might be Charisma. Regardless, Charisma Coulee is a fierce fucking name. Should have gone with that. And before I even noticed that the hair messed up, I noticed the muff. That giant ass, like, roomy ass muff. and it just covered the entire outfit. I was like, what are you guys doing? And Shay wasn't helping. She was having a giant boa too. And like, it hasn't every episode had a boa. I don't want to see another boa this goddamn season, even though there's like 2 episodes. But like, even without it, it was a very not well-fitting dress. There's nothing for the body in it. Like, he seemed to have a good body, and they were wearing black and white. Like, one was wearing black, the other one was white. Don't do that. It's a curse now. Alaska did it. Shay did it. Don't fucking do it. You will stay. You will manage to stay from elimination, but you'll be in the bottom 2. Don't do black and white. You know, it's just not good. The hair was a problem. The hair, when it was laid on correctly, was beautiful. I loved it. Besides, you know, the exposed hairline. That was not it. That was not the tea. See, even when I compliment them, I can't even. I have to like rebuttal myself. I have to dispute my own compliment. Next up is Alexis Michelle and Ryan Stardust. Why can't these queens come up with a good name? These are terrible. Like, they're really fucking bad. Now, I don't mind the outfits. I think they look good. They are basic. They are really basic. And it is the same outfit that she's wearing on the first episode. I don't know if it's definitely not the same piece. I don't think it's the same piece. It's just a very similar fabric cut in the same way. And I'm assuming she made both. So that's why they look like that. And to all of y'all who are like, well, she can't do that. I mean, Bianca Del Rio did that every episode. Like, she really did. And I think she even did that for her wedding dress episode, just, you know, for herself and not for her bride. But Alexis was wearing a swimsuit or a leotard, and Ryan was wearing the bodysuit. So even then, it's not the same. But I really don't think those are bad, and people were calling for her to be in the bottom 2. That wasn't deserved. It really isn't. Her to be in the bottom 2 was not deserved. She should have been safe. And I understand that you love the other queens and you hate her, but you have to really understand that, you know, when you're in the bottom 2, you deserve to be in the bottom 2. She did not deserve to be in the bottom 2. Nina Bonina Brown and Ariana Bonina Brown. Well, that's not the worst name. Could have had more fun with it, because I mean, there's so many possibilities. Am I getting too worked up on these names? Does anyone actually care? Does anyone care about my opinion on anything? Why am I doing this? I'm having a fucking crisis right now. But as bad as my crisis is, it's not as bad as those outfits. Because they are fucking bad. Now, the obvious disconnect between the bunny and the rest of the body, it's like she could have done so much. Like, literally just construction paper could have helped. Like a tail, or like a carrot somewhere, or a Easter basket for a purse, like something, but it's a head on a body. It's my thumbnail. You know, the little clip art shit where I just put my face on someone else's body where it doesn't work at all. Like, that's not that princess is not a clown, but for some reason it has a clown nose. But that disconnect's supposed to be funny. This one is supposed to be serious. And even the bunny was not well constructed. It just didn't look good. And usually her shit looks good. Like, it looks really good. But this was a very sloppy job for Nina. And homegirl did Ariana wrong, because she did not look good. Like, Ariana looked really bad. I think Nina's actual like face looked well, but the hair and ears didn't work. But Ariana's were really bad. Sasha and Donatella Velour. Now, that's a decent name. It makes sense. It works for the theme. These outfits are really fashionable. They didn't blow me away, but I liked them well enough. The love to Velour gag was also really cute. I really appreciated it. My main problem is the dress that Donatella's wearing. I've seen people talking about the shape and how it's a bit loose fitting. I don't really care about that. What I mind is the length. I wish it were shorter, because it can't be any longer, because it can't be longer than the actual coat, but it needs to be shorter because it's not quite the same height that it should be, because it kind of just like makes, you know, her legs look stumpy. Other than that, I don't have a problem. You know, I don't even know if I made sense. I don't think I did. Who the fuck cares? Oh, also, the only red that was on Sasha's body were the gloves, and it didn't really work because there was no other red. It was just that, and it was supposed to match her sisters who were also wearing red, but it should have been a different color. Besides that, it's fine. Peppermint and Wintergreen. I love that name. And I fucking love Wintergreen. Like I said, she's really hilarious. The outfits... there are problems. Like the only real problem for me is the patterns, which is a big problem because that's an entire dress. But if they had worn the same style dress with like one blue and one green, like peppermint and wintergreen, I was gonna say gum, but more of a mouthwash feeling, Crest Pro Health, because I think they look great on their own, but together, knowing they're supposed to match, it doesn't work. Also, wintergreen has some short ass heels. I literally thought for a second they were flip-flops. It was like, oh no, peppermint, what did you do? But then I realized they were heels, and the judges didn't say anything because they were too busy looking at our face because it was funny as fuck. I mean, I loved everything they did. The lip syncs that they did were something. I don't think they were that important. I don't think people really took too much in consideration, and they were cut up a lot for the audience, so it's hard to process it. But from what I saw, I really enjoyed both Trinity and Peppermint. I didn't really get a lot of excitement from the other girls at all. Because I usually talk about this stuff in chronological order, I would talk about Untucked now, because I don't talk about the judges' critiques at all. But nothing really happened in Untucked that I care about to talk about, because they were just talking amongst each other. There was nothing brought up that I feel the need to talk about. Except for the one thing of Nina, that I am Nina in literally every situation, where I'm just laying down, kind of off somewhere, listening, but not contributing, because that's my tea. I just like to listen and think about it, but I don't talk, which is basically how she's been every Untucked. But this one was very apparent because they were like talking for 10 minutes at a time without Nina even butting in once. And that's me. That's why I like it, because I feel so much like Nina, but she gets her own way. Back on the main stage, Trinity wins the challenge, and it's very much deserved. Pepper and Sasha were like, I would have been fine with Peppermint. I really like Peppermint, but the outfits were too bad. I know the outfits were really bad. The outfits were bad, but I liked it. I liked everything that she did. And it's not because I'm Team Peppermint. You can listen back every episode. When Peppermint did bad, I called her out. But Peppermint and Sasha are safe, along with Alexis, leaving Nina and Shay in the bottom two, which I like I said was the right choice. The lip sync is Cool for the Summer, which is an interesting choice. To me, it's not the obvious choice for a lip sync for your life. Like, it's a good lip sync number, but not for a lip sync for your life. There is a particular, there are certain things you want from a lip sync for your life. Doesn't really fit it, in my opinion. Throughout the lip sync, Nina was really demure, which, like, if you listen to the song, I can see why you can get the impression to be very demure, but how the song actually is. Demi Lovato is not demure in the song. She's sexy and coy. Not like kind of childish, that the way Nina did it, like shy. She just made the wrong choices, and she never really goes anywhere with it. Like she's always the same energy level. It was like watching a weird live art installation where the papercraft bunny lady is dancing slow to a song that you're not supposed to dance slow to. Shay, on the other hand, does a really good job. Her energy is up and she delivers a good performance. She stays. Like, to me, it wasn't the best performance, and also I do think Nina gave up. She did well, but it was she didn't try like she should have. That was not a performance that I saw from the previous two lip syncs. Shay wins, obviously, and Nina has to go, which is sad, but it was bound to happen. She really did ruin her own chances for the most part throughout this competition, which also just seems to be the theme of this season. It's just like you just giving up. She's fierce and I love her, but I feel the greatest things that she'll accomplish will be after the show and not on the show. So that's it for this week's recap. Next week, I don't really know what the actual theme is going to be, but it's bound to be another ball episode, which usually has 3 outfits, the last one being inspired or made out of an unusual material. And honestly, these are some of the best episodes, which is why season 3 is so good, because season 3 had 5 of them where they just constantly sewed outfits and made shit. I just love that. Oh, it was so good. So I will see you guys next week. I love you guys. Bye, and remember to have fun.